Hey Kotaku, it's Tina, Amini here, and Jason Schreier.
Hey, Kotaku.
We want to show off the 2DS, Nintendo's newest handheld device, and do a bit of a size comparison with these other devices of theirs.
The 2DS, the 3DS, the 3DS XL, this ugly 3DS XL.
The best 3DS XL, he means. And then right after, Jason's going to show you the 2DS in action with some games so you can see what this weird looking thing is all about. So in my hands, I have the 2DS, this slice of cake looking new handheld from Nintendo. And Jason, right next to me, has got his Zelda 3DS, not the XL, so it's a smaller version.
The coolest 3DS design you'll ever see. And so right now it's in closed mode, and it's a little more than half the size of the 2DS. And then when you open up the clamshell, it is a little bit bigger lengthwise than the 2DS. Let's see the width. About the same. The top of the cake slice is a little bit wider than anything on the 3DS, but that doesn't really matter if you're speaking from a practical perspective because of the way this is shaped. Let's see. Oh, I just shot a picture. Nice. So that's not on, but the screens are about. It looks like they're the same size screens, right?
Yeah,
that's the same size. The home button is in the same place. The button placement is obviously a little bit different. We got the directional pad, and here you got this, and the circular thing are up there.
They seem about the same size. Well, maybe this is a little bit smaller.
So it's interesting because if you're used to holding a 3DS, and this is obviously meant for children and for new 2DS/3DS owners, but if you're used to holding the 3DS, then it's weird to have your fingers and your button placement next to the bottom screen versus closer to the top screen. That's kind of an interesting thing. Oh, you just died. So
yeah.
Already Tina is showing you that she sucks at video games. Good job, Tina.
No, it's fine. We'll be fine.
Okay, it's all good. So you can see the screen comparison. Obviously, the biggest difference between these two is that the 3DS has 3D, which will not show up on camera, and the 2DS does not, which is why it's called the 2DS. It's 2D. You guys get it? Just making sure that everybody gets it here.
It's one of the few names Nintendo's got right.
I don't think so. Sense. It's kind of confusing though, because it feels like it's a downgrade from the 3DS. And
isn't that what this is?
I guess so, but then why would it? But it also plays 3DS games, but not in
3D.
Yeah, but not in 3D, and there are no 2DS games. It's a little bit confusing, I think.
Let's switch over to the 3DS XL.
Okay, yeah, let me grab that.
So this one's mine, and this one's obviously the superior design. I'm pretty sure everyone will agree.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Zelda's just straight up classier. But anyway, so the 3DS XL dwarfs the 2DS. The screens are much bigger. The entire design is much bigger. It's much heavier. The 2DS is actually surprisingly light.
Yeah.
This is, let's see, that screen is probably like the size of both screens combined almost. What else is different? So the start and select buttons are different. Is that the same as the regular 3DS? Yeah, the regular 3DS. So the start and select buttons are totally different on the 2DS than they are on both the 3DS and the 3DS XL. Also, same thing with the 3D.
You want to flip it to the side?
Yeah, let's see.
A little bit of
So
comparison
so the 3DS XL is much bigger than the 2DS. I wonder if they'll make a 2DS XL. That feels like the next natural step, just a bigger version of that.
It's just going to turn into an iPad eventually.
Yeah.
Nintendo made.
3DS iPad.
Wii-pad. Gamepad, whatever.
And let's see, any other major differences? I don't think so. The bottom looks the same. The 2DS actually has that sleep button, which is
little
the
switch
equivalent.
Right here.
It's the equivalent of closing the 2DS.
Right.
Is like that. So a lot of people were wondering if they had played DS or 3DS games before. Some 3DS games and DS games require you to close the system, to close the clamshell system. Since there's no clamshell on this one, what you do is you just press the sleep button instead.
Well, you switch it. It's a switch.
Yeah.
Let's check out these two, the styluses.
Yeah. Okay, so the stylus is in the same place on the 2DS as it is on the 3DS XL.
Right here. Feels pretty much the same. Mine is smoother. And
that, you mean this one's smoother?
Yeah, my 3DS XL.
3DS XL is smoother, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just
and then the SD card is also in the same place. The wireless switch, is that on there?
That's right.
Where's the wireless switch? Is there one? Or just be on by default?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's an indicator here, but...
Yeah. we will have to check that later.
Yeah.
So we're turning off sleep mode, running around in Super Mario 3D Land. It's actually surprisingly comfortable. The button placement is a little bit different, so if you're holding it up, it takes some getting used to, but the placement, it's very light. The buttons feel good, nothing wrong with them. It's a very sturdy machine, so I imagine if I throw it at Tina's face right now, the 2DS will be okay, Tina's face will not.
I think my face might break it.
Yeah, well, your face is very hard. Yeah, it's a neat little machine, and it feels like it would be a good entry point, although I do miss the clamshell design. I feel like if I were using one of these, I would really want the 2-screen kind of folding up and down clamshell. Other than that, just works like a 3DS minus the 3D, which who really cares about anyway? I certainly don't. So we have here the sleep button, which is basically the 2DS equivalent of closing the 3DS. You turn this on and off, and the screen goes off, etc., etc. We have the home button down here. The start and select buttons are actually in different places. On the 3DS and 3DS XL, they're here. On this, they are here, which is actually more like the DS, if I remember correctly. We have these guys, which are standard layout, but a different position than the 3DS. On the 3DS, they'd be closer to the bottom. Let's see, we have the stylus here, like the 3DS XL, the SD card. Up here, we have the slot. We have what looks like the charger, camera button, L button, R button. Oh, they both have little camera logos. That's interesting. Over here we have the volume slider on the left side of the 2DS. Nothing special on the back. And that's the cake slice of bread 2DS.
All right, guys, now we have a special feature for this part of the video. Chris, who's normally our video editor, is our model today, and he's going to show you what the 3DS XL, 3DS, and 2DS look like in his pocket, in case you're deciding to carry that around. I know some of you will. Feel free to add a little bit of extra room because he's actually wearing skinny jeans today. If you're wearing skinny jeans, then this is going to be the perfect example. So Chris, if you would please go ahead and put, yes, that's my 3DS XL. So it's pretty much completely covered, as I would expect. And if you would swap for the other 3DS, the original smaller version, that's Jason's Zelda, very pretty, but not as pretty as mine, 3DS. Also completely covered. The tip of it doesn't hang out from the top of the pocket, so it seems to be pretty comfortable. And finally, the 2DS, which I don't expect to fit necessarily too well, but I could be surprised. Let's see. That is like an iPad mini going there. Wow, it's just a little bit, the width is just a little bit different there, so that seems to be working out just fine. So guys, in case you are a female, I'm going to be trying out all 3 devices from Nintendo's handhelds, so you can see what that looks like. I'll start off with my 3DS XL. I've never actually put this in my pocket before. It usually goes in my purse, but it seems to fit. It sticks out a little bit. I'd be a little bit wary if I was living in NYC and taking the subway all the time, which I do. And this is Jason's 3DS, the smaller version, almost all the way in there. And these are pretty standard pocket sizes, so you can get a feel for what that might be. And I do not have high hopes that this will fit at all, but let's see. I might actually tear the pocket in the process, but it looks like it's, wow, squeezes in there. Probably looks a little stupid if you want to walk around like this, but hey, if that's your prerogative, then all for it. There you go. That's what it looks like, all 3 in my tiny pocket.
Franklin has a secret. He's not even told his dog Chop. But what could be so bad that you wouldn't even confide in your own dog? It would have to be something pretty terrible. And that terrible secret is...
So this is what the 2DS looks like next to my iPhone 4S, which is also broken. This is what it looks like next to a dirty Xbox 360 controller. This is what it looks like next to a Hulk hand. And this is what it looks like next to a bottle of beer that I found. This is what it looks like inside of a cereal bowl. And this is what it looks like next to a foam finger. I hope that was really helpful, guys.